Quack, quack, quack. Welcome back to the Poke Historian. I'm your host, Matt X. This is the show where I just get on this camera and speak my mind to you fine people over the internet. And we have wonderful, wonderful discussions about the world of Pokemon and life. And that's about it. We talk about Pokemon and life and how they go together. I'm just going to rant in this video. I want to talk and get this out there in the open. I want to talk about vintage Pokemon because I am blown away by how much things have moved like in the last few months. Like vintage was secretly doing well last year. I kept saying it on this channel and I feel like maybe not a lot of people believe me or whatnot, and that's fine. Like it's not like I'm some huge channel or something, but I knew it was moving last year. And boy, if you had just gotten some stuff last year, you could have made out like a bandit with the way prices are now. Not all of the vintage cards, but a lot of the rare vintage cards, the stuff you got from Skyridge, Aquapolis, Expedition, your first edition cards, your Shining cards, a lot of your EX era cards, all of this stuff is completely out of control. I mean, I'm at a point where like I'm priced out, like I'm not touching this stuff. Like there were, for example, I was eyeing the Skyridge Articuno a few months ago. So one of the cards I've been chasing, right? Among many others. But I just never pulled the trigger on it because there were other cards I wanted more. And I was looking at the prices on it last night. I'm like, oh man, this is when I had last been looking, it was like around like 600, 700. I could get myself a good copy, like a PSA 8. Not anymore. We're well north of $1,000 now. And that's just the kind of the way it is. I think we have a lot of very, very wealthy people, wealth management firms, investors, people with big whale money moving into vintage right now, and they are spending like crazy. It's amazing how much faith they have in this stuff because vintage has fallen before. I mean, we saw it rocket during COVID and then it fell back down, but right now they seem very, very confident in spending a lot of money on this stuff. And it's wild that so much of this stuff is selling at those high prices, and it just tells you how many groups and individuals with big money are really in this hobby. Like I keep saying on this channel, like you underestimate how many wealthy people are out there collecting. And I'm going to say it again. Some of you are underestimating how many wealthy people are out there collecting in this hobby. It's freaking unbelievable. Like here's a perfect example. So Collecticon last year, I bought my Masaki Gengar PSA 7 for $1,800 out the door. You know, at that time, I thought I might have overpaid a little bit and I was kind of nervous. I'm like, man, did I really just spend that much money on a Pokemon card? But it was a card I'd wanted for a long time. It's an iconic vintage card. And now, if you want anything close to a PSA 7, you're looking at $7,000. I mean, that kind of growth is just unbelievable. And also, around this time last year, you could get a first edition base set Charizard PSA 7 for probably around like $6,000. Like now, go check the listings on eBay for that now and see what people are paying for that card. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. I just don't know what to think about it all. I mean, it's getting to a point where a lot of kind of normal folks aren't going to be able to get these cards. And I guess that's just the way it is. But it's just crazy where this hobby has gone. And as I'm always saying on this channel, you know, if you have any of these hyper sought after chase cards, anything from Expedition, Skyridge, Aquapolis, the first editions, the Shinings, the crystals from the e-reader sets, the gold stars, if you got this stuff, unless you really need the money, I implore you, please don't sell it, because we're going to get to a point where not many people are going to even have this stuff anymore. It's going to be locked away in vaults, probably going to have a Pokemon museum at some point. I'm kind of surprised we don't already. Would I love to be involved in something like that. That'd be really cool to set up like a Pokemon museum. But a lot of this stuff is going to move from hard to find status, I think, to like basically mythical status, which is just mind blowing. But that's where we're headed. And nobody thought this was going to happen. I remember seeing online and seeing in the comments on other people's videos and my own, like, oh, vintage is dead. No one wants this stuff. It's over. But it wasn't over. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of like, I guess, a little bit of a I told you so moment for me. But at the same time, like, this is, I mean, it's great to see this stuff grow, but come on. I don't know. Anyways, I just want to do a video talking about this for a few minutes because I just continue to be blown away. I am happy, though, that people are finally kind of discovering some of these older cards because they really are cool. Like, I love the new stuff. I love all the illustrations, special illustration rares, the alt arts. Some of the new Chinese cards are cool, but, that vintage stuff, it's got a different feel to it. The cards look a little bit different. The hollow patterns are different. And it really had a lot of firsts and set the foundation for what this hobby is. So if you want to go out and get some vintage stuff, go out and get some. You can still get some of the earlier Wizards of the Coast hollows that are not first editions for pretty decent prices. Go check some out, check out the artwork. See some of the original artworks done by Kintsugi Mori and Himino and Nishida. There's some really, really cool ones out there. I'd check out Fossil. Even if you can afford any of the cards from like the Neo era, even if they're not like this most super popular Pokemon, a lot of those are really cool. Get some of the light Pokemon from Neo Destiny, some of the dark Pokemon from Team Rocket and Neo Destiny. Get yourself a few e-reader cards. Like, it's not always about just getting all the chase cards. Like, go ahead and just check out all the cool cards that we had during that time because they really are pretty special and they took us to where we are today. And like I said, if you got this stuff, the real good stuff, keep saying, do not sell. Be the holdout granny, okay? Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what you think about what's going on because it's crazy times. Take care.